Hello, friends and clients. I am Jennifer Walker Gates with JLW Immigration Law Group. I am a board certified immigration attorney. I am here today to talk in this video about naturalization and taxes. Taxes are everybody's favorite topic. And one of the main questions about being able to become a U.S. citizen is what happens if you owe taxes to the federal government? Does this necessarily keep you from qualifying for U.S. citizenship? And the answer is sometimes. So I'm going to talk today about my experience with this issue and what I am learning from colleagues around the country about this, and hopefully shed some light on this really important question. Before I get into it though, I would like you to take a second and subscribe to our channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, share it, give us a comment or a like under the video. This helps us reach more people in the immigrant community. We really want to make sure everybody has clear and accurate information so that you can navigate this incredibly complicated system successfully for having the best, most secure, most long-term immigration status that is available, and that is U.S. citizenship. So let's get to it. Taxes. Okay, so in the N-400 application, one of the questions is, do you owe any taxes to the federal government? Now, you may wonder what this has to do with your citizenship at all. And the answer is a little strange. It's a little like, to me, not what you would necessarily expect. One of the requirements to become a U.S. citizen is to demonstrate that you are a person of good moral character. This means that you don't have an extensive criminal history, you're not creating a bunch of problems, you have paid your child support, that's also a really important question, and you've paid your taxes. What happens if you are behind? If like you have a year where maybe you had some kind of hardship and you weren't able to make your tax payments. A lot of immigrants, especially in my practice, and I know throughout Central Texas, are business owners. They are entrepreneurs. And that requires us, all of us who are entrepreneurs and own our own business, are required to set up, a tax account and put a big chunk of our money that we earn into that tax account and then send it to the federal government at least every quarter. What if you have a year where you're just like not able to do that? You're not able to make those payments, or you miscalculate, or your CPA makes an error and you end up owing taxes to the federal government. If you're lucky, you're earning enough money where maybe you'll owe them a big chunk, by the end of the year. But that can affect your eligibility for naturalization, because according to USCIS, people of good moral character pay their taxes. Okay. And if you are in debt to the IRS, you need to be able at least to show that you have arranged and worked out a payment plan with the IRS and that you're making regular payments. So unfortunately, if you just got a tax bill and you haven't yet made those plans and you haven't yet made those arrangements with the IRS, it is probably not a great time for you to apply for naturalization, because when it comes to that question, do you owe any taxes to the federal government, you're going to have to answer yes. Then they're going to want to see evidence of how much you owe and how you're taking care of that issue. I have had clients in the past who didn't really owe what I considered very much, maybe $5,000, and they were on a payment plan and they were making consistent payments to the federal government. I have had USCIS say, no, they don't qualify because they are not, up to date on their taxes. Now, I think this is actually an illegal stance. The law does not say that you cannot become a U.S. citizen if you owe any taxes. It says you can't become a citizen if you're not a good person of good moral character. And to me, falling behind on taxes, but arranging a payment plan and working that payment plan in good faith with the IRS, that does demonstrate good moral character. I really want to sue the federal government when they say things like this to my clients, but it's up to my clients. They are the ones that have to decide. And in that case, my client didn't want to pursue it anymore until after they had paid that tax bill. So it is a risk if you are in the process of paying off a tax bill. It can be a risk to your eligibility for naturalization, even if you're on a payment plan and you're making regular payments. However, I think that is a risk worth taking if you can demonstrate good faith effort to get that thing paid and to pay it off as rapidly as possible, and you have other evidence of good moral character. USCIS is required by law and regulation to look at this question on an individual case-by-case basis. You are not supposed to be faced with an office that says, well, here at our office, the policy is if you owe more than $2,500, you won't qualify. We've had that happen too at some USCIS offices, and that is really not how it's supposed to work. So if you are interested in applying for naturalization and you do owe taxes, my recommendation would be to include other evidence of your good moral character. Any certificates that you've earned, out in the community doing volunteer work, letters of recommendation from employers, maybe from your children's teachers, anybody else that you have served in your community. Certainly, you want to provide evidence of good moral character if there's any kind of criminal issue in your past. Rehabilitation and good moral character are going to be essential in those cases too, but especially also if you owe taxes. What else are you doing to support the community? How diligent are you being about paying that tax bill? Those kinds of questions need to be answered upfront when you file your application. And, just understand that you might be required to go to federal court and really fight that case if USCIS makes an arbitrary decision that just because you owe a little bit of money, or even if you owe a lot of money, but you're on a payment plan, that you're not eligible for naturalization. I hope that this has helped. I know this is a fuzzy question without a clear yes or no answer, but this is my experience with dealing with clients who have owed taxes. I do know that it is possible to get approved for citizenship, even if you owe money to the IRS, so long as you show that you're on a payment plan and you're making regular payments. It really depends on your office, can depend on your officer, and it really depends on what other evidence of good moral character you bring to the table. So make sure that you're pulling out all the stops to show what a good member of your community you are, what a faithful worker you are, what a good dad or mom you are. And that should help you get over that hump. I hope that this has been helpful. If you have any other questions at all, or we can help kind of analyze your case and take a look, make specific recommendations for you, we are happy to do that. Please reach out to us at jlw.law. We have a button on our website that you can click to schedule an appointment with me or any of the attorneys in our firm, and we'll be glad to take a look at your case and give you specific advice and recommendations. With that, I'm going to sign off, and I'll be back next week. Please take good care, apply for that citizenship, and let us know if we can help. Thanks.